There's something about the culture in the South and the friendliness. One person said, oh, we all hug each other. That's different than other areas of the country. But we do have a culture and a tradition of open sharing and discussion and talking, and it's all based, I think, on that notion of hospitality and friendship and family.
It really boils down to empathy. Can we be empathetic? Can we try to see something the way someone else sees it? Can we put ourselves in their shoes or in their situations?
I think a Southern degree of empathy is needed as we move forward in the area of philanthropy. And empathy, a desire to know and to understand who our grantees and who the people are that we're trying to help.
I think given the South's unique history around racism and injustice, that we have a tremendous opportunity and the power to continue to bring about real meaningful change, and it's very exciting to be part of that process.
We also have fewer urban centers in the South than lots of the rest of the country where populations live. So we're about half rural and half urban. And that really makes philanthropy a challenge. It's also true that per capita there's fewer philanthropic dollars and there's higher levels of poverty. So the struggle is that made magnified that much more.
I just think we have a tenacity and a will that I don't always see in other places. And I also don't think we take ourselves as seriously, and I think that's a good thing.
Quite honestly, we're going to have to wrestle with some issues that we thought we had put to bed in the South. There are issues of racial tension. There are issues of wealth inequity and disparity. And over the next decade or so, we're going to have to address those things head on in a way that we're going to be uncomfortable.
I think the South could be a region of two different tales. It could go the way of increased privilege, increased wealth for a very small few, increased distrust of people who don't look like I look or like others in the region who have made the region for a long time look. But it's also a time when if we were really smart and we realize that diverse populations bring great giftedness, if we realize that inequality is going to make us all work really hard to address and make us less than who we are, then I think we could be a better place. But we've got to make some really hard decisions. We've got to own up to who we are and who we want to be, and be willing to act with a lot of integrity and a lot of compassion and empathy so that we're the best of who we should be.
We had a large textile community, which is now gone. And the jobs which were originally more white to blue collar jobs are now very much manual labor jobs. People who used to work with their minds now work with their backs and their hands. And so it's made it difficult. It's caused a lot of personal agony, a lot of disability, a lot of stress.
Some of the changes that have happened in our community is just greater collaboration between agencies to really work on bigger issues within the community. That hasn't always been the case, but it's certainly something that I think the nonprofits are seeing an opportunity to leverage each other's resources and do more good with combining resources.
There's clearly demographic shifts that are happening. We're seeing the aging of rural Kentucky as young people leave for opportunities in metropolitan areas. We're seeing a more ethnically diverse population than we have before. We are seeing that communities are still struggling with poverty and struggling to get the education that children need for a better job.